Hi everybody, welcome to the channel, the Vibing Starseed, and I'm here again to preach another word from the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so let me pull out my Bhagavad Gita. I was thinking to start with chapter 18. Okay, we'll take up 15 verses today, first 15, and we'll reflect. We're gonna reflect on these 15 verses. Okay, so the chapter's title is Yoga of Liberation through Renunciation. Okay, liberation means to free yourself, to free your soul, right? And renunciation is sannyas. Okay, so first verse, let us start with the first verse. First verse says, Arjuna said, O Mahabahu, Rishikesh, Kashinishudan, I desire to know the truth about sannyas, that is renunciation, and tyag. Tyag also. Tyag is relinquishment, and how these two are different from each other. So now we're gonna tap into the differences between these two, sannyas and tyag, right? So Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as Mahabahu here, okay, the mighty armed Rishikesh and Kashinishudan. So Rishikesh refers to a person who has mastered the senses, okay, this goes for Lord Krishna. And Kashinishudan refers to Sri Krishna's killing of the demon Kashi, who assumed the form of a horse, okay. Now Sri Krishna replied to Arjuna saying that the sages understand that giving up of all actions that are done with the desire to attain rewards to be sannyas. The wise declare that giving up of the results of all actions to be tyag. Verse 3. Among the wise, some say that all actions should be forsaken because they are inherently flawed. Others declare that acts such as yajna, that is sacrifice, dan, charity, and tapas, that is austerities, should not be given up. Yajna, dan, and tapas should not be given up. Okay. Next verse says that, O Bharat Satam again, for Arjuna, okay, the best of the Bharatas. So Arjuna was one of the best, what can I say, pupils, one of the best pupils of Lord Krishna. He was a firm student. He obeyed him. That's why the Lord, the God, the Supreme Source helped him in his victory, because he obeyed the cosmic masters. Krishna is a cosmic master, and the Lord, the Supreme Soul, is different, right? The source is different, because source is the Most High God, okay? And an incarnate of the Most High God is Lord Krishna himself, okay? So that's what I want to clear here. Just remind this yourself. And next is O Purush Vyagra. O Purush Vyagra. It's again for Arjuna, the tiger among men. He was one of the bravest pupils. Kyunki, you know, God loves the brave. God helps the brave, okay? And then victory comes to the brave who obey God, right? So he's saying, O Purush Vyagra, tyag is declared to be of three kinds. Now tyag, sacrifices, is also of three kinds, three different kinds. So let us start with these three types of tyags in next verse 5 to 6. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and austerity are to be performed always and never to be given up. He is telling that acts of sacrifice, charity, and austerity are always to be performed, and you can never give up on them, okay? These acts purify because the reason why These acts purify even those who are wise. Even if you are a wise person, even if you are a good person, it will purify you. These kinds of acts will purify you, okay? Purify your soul internally. Everything here is internally because it's spiritual, right? Spirituality is what? You are practicing everything internally, right? Internalizing everything. So, O Partha, these acts must be done with the spirit of detachment, okay? To the fruits of action again. And Lord has emphasized on this so many times that you should have this spirit of detachment to the fruits of action, right? You cannot go about doing actions and in turn you are expecting rewards every time. And then when your expectations got hurt, you are abusing God for that, you are blaming God for that or any other person, because the blame should actually be on you. You should not play the victim. And who play the victim every time? Again, the narcissistic tendencies. They play victim. Oh, this happened to me because of that person, even if I'm sad, because it's because of that person. They'll never blame themselves, they'll blame someone else for their whatever happens to them, and that's wrong, okay? And you're not smart playing this. You're actually going circle and circle and circle. You're not crossing out even the cycles properly. So the God says, without a doubt, this is my supreme conviction. It's his conviction, bro. Okay, you have to understand that such acts purify the soul from inside and not the outside. It's not something that will happen you externally, right? It all comes down to your emotional quotient at the end of the day. So if you cannot balance out your own emotions, then who will do that? No one can replace you, right, to do that for you. Now the next verse 7 says that to renounce one's prescribed duties is improper, right? We cannot do the tyag of our duties in order to renounce from the world, right? Such abandonment, such abandoning due to delusion is declared to be tamasic. If you are taking renunciation, okay, and then you think that it will renounce you from the worldly duties, so you are playing about yourself. It has nothing to do with abandoning your day-to-day duties. Then you are one of those delulus, who is declared to be tamasic. That's tamasic. It's not sattvic, okay? And next verse says that to abandon an action due to difficulty. Now, if you are abandoning an action due to difficulty, if it seems difficult to you, or out of fear of physical discomfort, if it is discomforting you as well, okay, if it brings fear inside you, like something is gonna happen if I do this, okay, if I'll tell this to this person, because I'll have to pay the repercussions, I'll have to face the difficulties, right? Then it is said to be rajasic in nature, right? Such a person does not yield the true fruit of renunciation, if you are interested in taking that, right? Now, if you're abandoning such things, then you are never gonna taste renunciation in its real form. You're never gonna taste how renunciation actually tastes like, right? Because you are running away from your responsibilities, right? And that's not fair. That's unfair. So, in next verse, Krishna says, O Arjuna, when prescribed duties are performed solely because they ought to be done, right, while renouncing attachment and its fruit, such a renunciation is termed sattvic, okay? When the renunciation is attached to its fruit, okay? But Duties are performed solely because they ought to be done, for the sake of the duty. When you are doing your duty for the sake of the duty, okay, then it will be called sattvic in nature and not rajasic and not tamasic. Why? Because you are telling yourself that yes, I'm responsible for this duty and I'll complete this duty, okay, for the sake of this duty and nothing else. I'm not expecting anything in return, and that is called sattvic in nature, right? Okay, next verse says, the Medhavi, Medhavi means wise, absorbed in Sattva, is free from doubts. Then you won't have any doubts, okay? You won't be fearing anything. You will be brave, okay? Such a Tyagi neither dislikes unpleasant actions nor is attached to the pleasant ones. And then you'll be completely neutral. You will be like, I'm not even bothered. I'm not even bothered about the fruits, about reaping any, results, any, profit, gains out of the situation. I'm just doing because that's my business. That's what I ought to do, right? I'm living in the present moment. I'm not living in the past. I'm not living in the future. I'm just enjoying what I've been given by the Lord. And that's it. And that's what bothers me right now. That what present actions am I dwelling into? Right? So then you'll be like, acha ho, bura ho, I don't care. Right? Because I'm neutral. I can handle both situations. Even if it is pleasant, even if it is unpleasant. Right? Even if it is bringing loss or profit. Right? I am neutral. Because I have given my 100%. Right? Now, verse 11 says that as long as one is embodied, it is impossible to give up all actions. But one who gives up the fruits of his actions is termed as a Tyagi or a renunciate. Right? So, the Lord says, the one who gives up the fruits of his actions is termed as a Tyagi. Yeah, right? That's what I told you about right now. That you are not at all bothered about the fruits. Right? Verse 12. To those who have not renounced the threefold fruits of action, that is, pleasant, unpleasant, and mixed, accrue after death. But this does not happen for those who have renounced. My dear collective, if you have not renounced pleasant, unpleasant, or both mixed situations from your life, I think you are collecting debt. You are collecting the debt of feeling that. Okay, even expecting of what others are expecting of you, or what kind of fruits will you reap out of this situation. You are actually collecting a debt for after death. Okay, so please don't even think what will happen. Just give your best and leave the rest to the Lord. Rest in Lord. He says, rest in me. Okay, and it does not happen for those who have actually renounced, okay, who have actually surrendered every possible result of whatever their actions are. They have just given it to the Lord. Give it to the Lord at the end of the day. Even if you are worried, okay, even if you are stressed out, or even if you are in a very difficult position in your life right now, just give it to the Lord at the end of the day and He will take care of it. Mark my words, He will take care of it. Because trust me, He is there to take care of it. Okay. So, now, verse 13 to 15. Finally, last verses. O Mahabahu, learn from me the 5 factors that are necessary for the accomplishment of all actions are described as in the Sankhya, science of knowledge. Okay. Now, Krishna is asking Arjuna to learn from him the 5 factors that are necessary for the accomplishment of all actions. as described in the science of knowledge. The seat of an action is the body, performer is you, various instruments, senses, okay? Instruments are the senses, okay? By which you perceive, hear, talk, see, okay, smell. The different kinds of endeavors and the divine are the 5 causes of all actions, either right or wrong. Now, all actions which are performed by the body, speech, and mind are, are caused by these 5 factors, okay? So, your experience of right and wrong, perceiving of what is right or wrong, because some people will say that this particular thing is right according to them, and this will be incorrect for some other people, right? So the definition of actually what is right and what is actually wrong differs at the end of the day, right? So I'm closing this session for today with this verse 15, and please ponder upon these verses, reflect, okay, apply, study, and apply this thing, mainly because this Gita is for modern living, okay, for modern thought-provoking actions, because now is a dire need, because again the earth is ascending from 3D to 5D. Yoga is changing, right? And we are going to transform for the better. Mark my words. We are going to perform, like we are going to transform for the better, and we are going to perform it very well. Yeah, very well. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Okay, bye bye, and take care, my collective. Take a really good take a really good care of your health, okay? Okay. Okay, bye bye.